everybody, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and today Cassidy and I are at Soroa Orchids in beautiful Homestead, Florida, and we're going to check it out, all the amazing things that they have in bloom. The property is amazing and the flowers are even more incredible, so you're in for a treat. So without further ado, let's go check out the blooms and gardens here at Soroa Orchids. Now when you walk inside, you are going to see incredible orchids just blooming on the trees in the gardens that they have. I mean, check this out. Some of the phalaenopsis, dendrobiums, oncidiums growing in the trees. Look at that. I love how they've placed the Spanish moss. It's like you're in a tropical paradise in here. And you'll see some of the tropical plants as well, all about their gardens. This is before you even get into their sales area, which is so exciting. I love when nurseries make you feel like you are in paradise. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So pretty. You can pick up some of these phals inside, and we'll show you those in just a few moments, but look at these oncidiums. And of course the phals right above us. Look at that. So nice. All right, you see the property over here. Let's go. Continue on into Soroa Orchids. And I love their property. It's so peaceful. Look at this beautiful, beautiful tree. Oh my gosh, a shrub. Wow. So cool. And you can see all of these sun-loving orchids. These are actually pretty much in the shade. I see some bursavilas, cattleyas up there. Wow, so nice. Cassidy's enjoying her time here at Soroa. Look at this wonderful fountain. It's so peaceful. And Cass picked this up. I didn't even see it coming in. Look at the lights.
How adorable. Solar-powered lights. And they've got them in pink as well. A different shade of blue.
So nice.
I can imagine that at night it's all lit up and just looks so pretty.
Look at the palm trees, towering palm trees above you. This is truly an orchid paradise. Now here's a stunning Vanda flower. Look at this. Wow. That is so pretty. And oh my gosh, look at the size of those orchids on this tree. Holy cow. Those are huge. When those are in bloom, I bet that looks incredible. You can see a monster dendrobium up there. Wow, that is awesome. Speaking of dendrobiums, here's one right here in bloom. Wonderful antelope dendrobium. I love those flowers. And they grow so well here in South Florida. Wow, look at this. And there's even a little gecko friend. See that? You get nature.
Oh yeah, there he is.
You get all kinds of nature in these videos, I swear. But look at the flower that's going to come on that. Holy cow. Are these bromeliads?
They are bromeliads.
These are the biggest bromeliads I've ever seen.
I know. I was like, this is like something out of Jurassic Park. Like, this is huge.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Huge,
Looks like
huge.
the size of a small car.
For reference, I'm 5 feet tall, and the tallest leaf is about eye level with me. So
That's wild.
Huge.
Look at the beautiful trees. Oh my gosh. What a place. And on each of these trees, right before you walk into their sales area, tons of Vandas. There are a few in bloom that we'll get to highlight for you all here today. I'm hoping that the music doesn't prevent us from showing the inside, but if it does, I'm going to record some voiceover, but let's hope for the best. Look at that beautiful flower. I think that might be a Mimi Palmer. That is beautiful. Really, really nice. There's even more Vanda flowers over here. And Soroa Orchids, look at that. Oh my gosh, this is to have some Rincon stylus in it. But the flowers, oh man, are absolutely amazing. And then Cassidy has found a gorgeous Vanda here.
Look at that.
Wow, that is amazing.
I cannot say that I've seen anything quite like that out of a Vanda.
Very fine purple speckling on a white background, but each of the petals has this very delicate purple outline. That is really, really nice. Wow. And then look at behind us, like I said, the massive, massive tropical plants. You see these sometimes in stores, but to see them this big, you can tell they are very happy in these growing conditions. Look at this. Beautiful tropical plants. Wow, and I see another, look at this Vanda. He's hiding.
Oh.
You wouldn't have even seen him if you weren't looking. But one I saw over here when we were inside that I wanted to highlight. Hopefully it's not blocked too much by the sun, but look at all the flowers up there. Oh, wow. Is that a Renanthera? Maybe? I don't know. We don't grow those very often where I am. Still, beautiful stuff. All right. Let's go inside the nursery now and see some of the blooms. Now, Soroa is selling some of their specimen plants from the private collection, which you're going to get to see. But look at this flower here. Wow. I believe this is the same flower that we saw towering over us a minute ago. That is really pretty. Look at that, growing so well. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. They have amazing displays. They've built these wonderful Phalaenopsis orchid displays here. Many of these are for sale. So if you're looking for a wonderful display for your home, they do a really, really great job. Now, here are some of those specimen-sized plants. This is a monster. Do you see that? Holy cow. Look at the flowers on this dendrobium. Man, oh man, this plant is humongous. $2,500 if you don't want to waste time growing. You want to buy the specimen right away. Come on down to Soroa here, May 2025. They still have some absolute monsters available right now. That is so nice. And over here we have some sale tables, $10 Phalaenopsis, $10 standard Phalaenopsis. Can't go wrong. These are really pretty flowers though. Really, really pretty. And huge long spikes. Here's a pot with 2 phals in it, $45. And a really nice orchid pot. These are really pretty. Look at that. Looks like the newer flowers come out more yellow and they fade as they get older to a beige, white. Here's a really striking dark standard Phalaenopsis. Over here we have some more sale plants, some dendrobiums, $15. You can't go wrong with that price. And like I said, here in Florida and in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, these grow really, really well, but You can get monster plants grown here in Florida in a short period of time. And here's, wow.
Talk about monster plants. Another standard white phalaenopsis, $15.
Wow. $15.
An incredible price.
With branching spikes nonetheless too, which is really, really cool. And they have several huge white phalaenopsis. $15 you can add to your collection if you're looking for a nice centerpiece. Now over here, these I believe are part of their personal collection. They're not for sale, but we can still appreciate the blooms. Looks like some huge cattleyas. Oh man, these are nice. That is really nice. Now let's see if I can find the tag over here. This is Cattleya mossii. Yeah, Cattleya mossii. Classic flower. Here's a clamshell or cockleshell orchid. Really, really nice. Love these little flowers. You can actually find these native in Florida. In the Everglades. Fakahatchee. More wonderful phalaenopsis. Look at this. Encyclia. Wow. Really, really nice. And then of course over here some more cattleyas. Several buds on the way. Gosh, those flowers are beautiful. Now, these are some of the specimen plants that you are going to witness here at Soroa. Look at this oncidium. Thousands and thousands of flowers. Wowee, this is crazy. Look at the size of that. They have also Vandas for sale here. Some of the stock plants, specimen plants that they have available. Look at this. This is beautiful. $2.25 for that. That's a huge plant with 2 keikis. And they have several available. This looks like Mimi Palmer. I know Mimi Palmer is blooming this time of year. Don't see a tag accessible right now, but I'm sure they can help folks with the names. If you come and stop by or screenshot, send them an email or reach out, and they can help you out. Look at that flower. And this is one that I thought really stuck out to me. Vanda Plonip Pip Prize. There's the name of that one. And this stunner is $175. 2 huge plants in this basket. Now, look at this monster. Wow, wow, wow. In full bloom. Look at these flowers. This is one of those specimen plants. This is for sale, people. This is crazy. I have never seen anything like this. This has got to be about 5 feet wide. The spikes are probably 8 to 9 feet high, 10 feet high. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spikes right now. That is crazy. Look at those flowers, though. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. $3,500, and you can take this home. I don't know how anybody, you need to get a truck. Take this home. But let's say you wanted another one. Look at that. What the heck? This is wild. From their private collection, another monster dendrobium. This is freaking huge. Wow. In full bloom again. Look at the size. That is wild. This one is $2,750. But oh my gosh, just to appreciate that a plant this size is available to add to your collection is just unheard of. Here's another wonderful Encyclia hybrid that they have here at Soroa. Beautiful flowers and even better fragrance. Tons and tons of spikes. Dozens of blooms on this guy. That is really nice, really pretty flower. Look at this. Wow. That is just amazing. You can't go wrong with something like this. I mean, when you come to Soroa, you are in for a treat. You are going to see some flowers that you've never seen this size, but it's just going to blow your mind. These are some cattleya, why not? And of course they have some displays over here that you can check out the blooms. Oh my gosh, so nice, so nice. We're gonna go over here and check out more of their Phalaenopsis, standard Phalaenopsis that are for sale, as well as some of their supplies. So if you're looking for orchid supplies, Soroa, stop by and check them out. Check out these flowers here. These are really, really nice. The white phals. And of course the supplies too over here. So if you need some pots or things for making those wonderful displays, cork bark, perlite, packing peanuts, and bark, they've got it. So they got all the supplies you need. Really, really nice. So, all right, let's go inside, and I'm going to do a voiceover going forward of the flowers out here. Now, here we are in Soroa's main greenhouse. They have a very impressive greenhouse space. As you can see, there are so many different varieties of orchids that you can pick up here at Soroa's. So let's go check out some of the things they have. Over here, we have some wonderful epidendrum orchids that they have here in bloom. Stunning fire-like flowers with the yellow and orange. Oh my gosh. And several buds and blooms on the way. They had a great variety of plants that you can find here at the nursery, including vanilla planifolia, a popular orchid that you can grow well in Florida, and you can actually find a type of vanilla in the wild in Florida too. Of course, several Maxillaria tenuifolia, the coconut orchid, which is a classic orchid that every collector needs to have at some point when they're building their orchid collection. They smell delicious, like coconut fragrance, very strong and easy to bloom, especially if you grow cattleyas. This Cattleya, also very healthy, well-established plants available here at Soroa Orchids, from miniatures to standard cattleyas. Check out this, though. This was definitely one of my favorite orchids that they had at Soroa. This speckled flower was spectacular. Oh my gosh, I almost picked up one of these. I had to exhibit some self-control. This is Cattleya Summer Spots Lulu is the variety. And it is a wonderful, wonderful plant. I've not seen a summer spot, I don't think, before. This might have been my first one, but the flowers are spectacular. I love those bifoliate flowers with that nice dark pink lip and the fine maroon speckling. And you can see this plant has buds, so you were able to pick up a plant just the size of their sample plants with buds already. So you can get really nice stuff here. You can see a lot of their stuff wasn't in bloom. Unfortunately, of course, this is summertime in Florida, so plants are in their growing season, but great nursery, especially when they have these photos, so you can see what the flower looks like even if it's not in bloom. But for a collector, this is a fantastic place to stop in and see what they have. I was really impressed. This was the second time I visited Soroa. I was here in January around Tamiami time. Of course, many of their things were at the show. Look at this fire engine red epidendrum for $45. Beautiful plant. I love those. Those grow so well in Florida, and you can see these little clusters of red flowers that emerge from the top of the leaves, and they're just great. They are really fantastic orchids, especially if you're growing in Florida. And they were 25% off this time we visited. So this is Epidendrum hokulea. Epidendrum hokulea, known for these dark, dark red flowers that form clusters at the top of the leaves. So beautiful stuff. But anyhow, Soroa, beautiful nursery, had an opportunity to visit during Tamiami. A lot of their stuff was already at the show, so didn't get to appreciate the blooms, especially like these gorgeous Tolumnias. They're pretty good sized Tolumnias too. You'll often see relatively small plants available, but Soroa had some well-established orchids for sure. Here's some wonderful Oncidium orchids that they had here. Look like a lady in a dress dancing, and they can be extremely floriferous when the plants get large. And this is Oncidium ampliatum, which is a species Oncidium. It's a very strong grower, produces so many different blooms, and it can grow well out there in Florida. But I know several people that grow them all over the U.S., so a wonderful intermediate warm grower. Now, as we continue down here, I spotted this beautiful, beautiful white cattleya. Look at that spectacular bloom, the ruffles on each petal, the yellow in the throat of the lip there. Really, really special plant. You can see they had orchids in probably 8-inch pots with dozens of growths. Here's a beautiful cattleya pink diamond. Another standard cattleya with beautiful pink flowers and a dark pink lip. And of course, Rhyncholalia cattleya RLC. Beautiful, beautiful plants. You can see here they really knock it out of the park at Soroa. It's definitely a place to visit, and like I said, the property is so special. If you have the opportunity to visit, if you're in Miami on Chrome Avenue, it's worth it. Worth a stop for sure. Now over here we have several other beautiful plants. Obviously this one, very popular orchid found here at Soroa, but look at the size of their nursery. It is massive. You could easily spend a few hours here checking out all of the orchids that they have in bloom or available that aren't in bloom. Check out this dark, dark red cattleya. Wow, that is amazing. Cattleya Siam Red. This was one of Cassidy's absolute favorites. It has that dark orange lip, the throat almost, just the red color radiates. It stands out like a sore thumb among all of these beautiful green flowers. Now over here we had some standard dendrobiums. These bloom multiple times a year, of course, some the antelope dendrobiums and some standard dendrobiums. But in Florida, these can grow to be monsters. And Soroa has several great examples of what this plant can grow to become in the Florida heat. They definitely thrive. So we will highlight some of those. But you can see more epidendrums that they have at the foot of each bench. Including they also have this beautiful plant here. It's a Encyclia hybrid, and the flowers are really pretty. Reminds me a little bit of Encyclia tempensis. It has that rusty yellow kind of color, and then they also have orchids that are mounted on wood planks as well. If you're looking for something to hang up in your orchid collection, here's some classic Brassavola hybrids with those thick pink lips. Obviously has Brassavola nodosa in its background, and they grow super well in warm climates. And their plants that they offered here at Soroa were definitely well established, good size. You can see they have like Vanda roots dangling down. They're very happy plants. Now over here is another dark red, beautiful cattleya. Really, really, really pretty. Look at that. Almost like a burnt orange color. And this is Cattleya Hadyai Delight by Tainan City. So lots of orchids from Thailand and Taiwan that they have here at Soroa. Here's a beautiful flower. Check that out. Wow, that is really pretty. I love orchids like these. They are so wonderful. This is Cattleya Snowflakes. And those rigid corkscrew-like petals, kind of slim, are really pretty. It's not very common. I don't see them very often, so I was excited to see a flower like that. I'm a sucker for those tubular lips and thin flowers. Now, this one definitely caught my eye because I've seen this plant before at other growers, but the vibrant colors on this and that wavy, rigid lip was really special, but you could see the differentiation between the flowers. This is a beautiful Golden Tang by Richard Mueller, I think. I couldn't see a good view of the tag, but I'll highlight it here in a second. Yeah, Richard Mueller by Golden Tang. Beautiful plant. So really, really special. And lots of gorgeous blooms available here too. So you could have your pick at a dark red lip, or you could have something with a little bit more muted orange colored lip as well. But check out that speckling on the lip. They are really special plants. I love them. Almost added it to my collection. I have way too many Brassavolas already. I mean, you can never have enough. Like, there's so much diversity within that sect of orchids, but really beautiful. Now here's a wonderful little plant. Check that out. This was one of my favorites. I was definitely interested in picking this up. It's very floriferous, several blooms on the flower, and I did highlight the name on the other side there. I think I had a hard time focusing on it, but I was really impressed with the different varieties of orchids. I've never seen it at some of the nurseries that I've been to. I've been to quite a few. Especially like this guy here has some Brassavola in it, but look at all the flowers. It can send up several blooms on one spike, which is exciting, especially when you can grow that plant to be an impressive size, and it will just bloom like crazy. Here's an Encyclivola Soroa Summer Nights. Beautiful plant available at Soroa, one of their own hybrids, and it has dozens and dozens of blooms, really beautiful. Here's another flower that they had available, beautiful yellow flowers here. This is a Cattleya Golden Sunburst, LC Gold Digger by Epidendrum rufum, and it is really pretty. But definitely the showstopper for me, and I know it's not the most spectacular bloom, is this guy right here. This is an Alba Cattleya Aclandii. I did appreciate all of the species that they had here at Soroa, and Cassidy loved that bloom as well. She was really, really impressed by it. So I wish you could hear her voice. Unfortunately, there was music playing in the background, and didn't have an opportunity to use the audio from the actual tour that I was giving here. But now we're in the area where they have several Schomburgkias and Schomburgkia hybrids. You can see them with these towering spikes of beautiful flowers, and the plants were massive. I mean, absolutely massive plants. Here's some of those dendrobiums I was speaking about a little bit earlier on, with those towering spikes and the plants taking up humongous baskets. That's probably a 15 or 20 inch basket full of these dendrobiums, and they just keep growing taller and taller. They're almost like bamboo. I mean, they're like a bamboo spike or bamboo shoot-like stems of leaves topped by towering spikes of flowers. So what a sight. And I mean, look at this. This was one of the most impressive areas of the entire greenhouse. Seeing all of these different Schomburgkia flowers overhead. I mean, look at that rust-colored brown Schomburgkia flower with the delicate purple and yellow lip. And they were creating a tunnel of blooms. Absolutely incredible. And I love these. I've realized there's several growers in Miami area that really do a great job with these Schomburgkias. I mean, look at the spikes. Some of these spikes can be like several feet tall. I'm talking like sometimes 6, 7, 8 feet tall, with the flowers coming out at the top. And I actually had to move some of the spikes out of the way so that Cassidy and I could get through, but really amazing. Now here's some sun-loving orchids that they had available, Vandaceous type orchids. Of course, over here some more of those dendrobiums. There really wasn't much in bloom for the Vandas at this nursery, but The dendrobiums were, again, really amazing. You could see the variety of flowers that they have, and I'll highlight several of those blooms, but these purple flowers were definitely showstoppers. I wish I had the space to be able to grow these to that size and scale. Here's a wonderful yellow, almost lime yellow, green colored dendrobium flower. And the lip was really special. I don't know how well the camera brings out that lip, but it was slightly darker, but it had some salmon coloration in it. And this was interesting too. They had nobly dendrobiums, and they actually mounted them on upside down pots. This is Dendrobium Yaya Splash, and I really liked how they used the upside down pots and almost made it into like a mountable surface. So that was really cool. I thought that was a really creative idea that they were doing here at Soroa. Now over here, of course, we have some more beautiful blooms. Here's another gorgeous Brassavola hybrid. Two different Brassavola hybrids here. You can see this one with the fine speckling. This is a beautiful plant. This guy here is, let's see if we get the name, Spotted Charm, which is a beautiful flower. And then check out this guy here. You can see a lot more white, that big, thick, classic Brassavola lip with the speckles. So I love to see the speckling come out in these Brassavolas. They're gorgeous. Now here's some Bulbophyllum phalaenopsis by Bulbophyllum cruentum, and they had some large specimens there, but this was the plant that almost took my heart when I was there. Cattleya violacea flamea. Wow, that flower, every time I see this plant at any nursery I go to, I am blown away. I mean, the dark flared petals, the dark purple lip on a crisp white background. Absolutely spectacular Brazilian orchid. They are a bit tricky to grow. Does have a nice fragrance to it, but it is really wonderful. And look at the yellow on the inside of that flower's lip. Really, really nice. I love that bloom. But like I said, a little bit trickier to grow. So I haven't experimented with violacea yet, but it's probably on my radar to give it a go. Why not, right? Here's another summer spot. Cattleya summer spot with Brassavola nodosa. Obviously a night fragrant orchid with the nodosa in the background. So really, really wonderful. And then check out this guy. Wow. A massive flower. Red speckled lip with a dark burnt orange yellow flower with those delicate red flares on each petal. And it was really, really pretty. I really appreciated this bloom. This was the sample plant. This is a BLC Copper Queen. Really, really nice. I really appreciated seeing this there, and well established on this mount. They had only a few available on the side there. I think that the plants above it were also Copper Queens, so if you do have a chance to go visit, if any of these plants interest you, they have some more available. Here's some more Brassavola. Wonderful plant. I think that's a key lime star. At least it looks like that. But